My name is Lewis K. Smith. I'm the Powell County Attorney. I have some testimony that I've put together and I've handed out. I'm going to try and summarize this and get it done a little quicker. I was a part of the groups that got together as the working group to help put something together for the interim committee. Those were sometimes very contentious. Sometimes we were in agreement, just not quite sure how we were going to get to the same point. I believe that we put a lot of hard work into it. We got a lot done, I think, in moving the thing forward. I don't believe this is a problem you can fix in one legislative session. You have to take probably 2 or 3 times to find out as we adjust to as we put legislation out there, we're going to have to keep coming back and determining what works and what doesn't work, because just like coming out of Prohibition was mentioned earlier, you're not quite sure who's still out there in the illegal side and who's out there in the legal side to try and figure out what's going on. This bill, I believe, as put together by the interim committee, gives us the best opportunity to try and start taking some of those steps at this time. The Montana County Attorneys Association probably is fairly evenly split as to whether or not we should just outright repeal this law or go ahead and try and fix it. The problem we've got is if you decide to repeal it, you can't do that until you take it back to the people in November of 2012, and we've got to figure out how to work with this. Are we stuck with the same mess that we've got at the present time, lack of clarity and definitions, lack of accounting for what's going on, or do we go ahead and put some of that in place and see if we can't make this work? A couple of scenarios that recently bring some of that to light that I've had to deal with. A few weeks ago, we had a young man driving through Powell County, going from Missoula County to Cascade County to go deliver some marijuana. He's speeding. We pull him over, pick him up, and he's got 5 ounces of marijuana on him, and the only card he's got is his patient card. The issue for law enforcement at that point in time is, do we go ahead and arrest this person? Well, yeah, he's got 4 ounces more than the law says he can have. But back at his grow operation, he's got 23 cards for as a caregiver. So under a constructive possession argument, he has the cards. Under a strict interpretation of possession, he doesn't have the cards. He got to spend a weekend in jail while we tried to figure out what we had and what we're dealing with. Do you have the cards? And also took a look at the fact, we looked at this as a diversion issue, which is a real concern of the county attorneys, because he only has 2 patients in Great Falls, but he's got 5 ounces with him. So is he trying to divert out here? Basically, these are the types of problems that we're having to try and deal with the existing law. I believe that clarity in the definitions is going to help us a lot with this in the current bill before you. In addition, I've had someone come to our county wanting to open a dispensary, and he couldn't do it in the city because they had a moratorium. We didn't have it in the county. He told me that he has his patients do the selling for him, and I told him that, well, if he did that in Powell County, I would have them arrested, because patients are not allowed to sell to other patients. Caregivers are supposed to do this. He then talked to a potential landlord and convinced her that she should get a medical marijuana card. She went to...
We need to try to wind it up, sir.
And basically what she saw is, his patients are collecting the money, throwing it into a box behind the counter. So under the current system, there's no way for you to track what's going on. Last thing I'd like you to do is just, when you get a moment, figure out at $200 an ounce times 2 ounces a month would be $4,800 a year per patient. You got 28,000 patients in the state of Montana. That's a lot of money.
Thank you, sir.